everyone, this is Sally with the Polka Dot Life. We are not super big Halloween people here in this house, but I decided to just take a little different approach this year. We celebrate trick or treat with the kids in our neighborhood, and we love that. We love getting to interact with them and see them dressed up in their costumes. But you know, our kids are adults, and I think sometimes we forget about young adults, young professionals, older teens, college students that still enjoy just getting a little note in the mail or a little treat that they weren't expecting. Maybe you could think of someone in your life that you would just like to send a couple dollars or a coffee or just some little anecdote written in your card. We are going to be using the cute Halloween DSP, and it has the sweetest images, and they're just so fun. And the Halloween sentiment in the well-defined stamp set, while you could send it to a younger child, the meaning and the humor in it might be lost on them. So we decided that we're going to just send a little bit of love to those that are a little bit older in our lives. Let's head on over to the craft desk and get started with today's cards. I decided that I had a lot of this designer series paper, this cute Halloween designer series paper left over, and that I needed to use it and not let it go to waste. Now, some of these plain black and white prints, I can use those all year round. Some of these Halloween prints, not so much. But there are several black and whites, and they've gotten turned around in my pack, and they're just kind of all mixed together, but several fun patterns. So I have mass-produced a few Halloween cards, and I just thought I'd finish up these last few together with you. Now, some I did on a basic white thick cardstock base, and these ones I am doing on Highland Heather. It's the one time of year I don't necessarily mind using purple. That and florals. So we just cut all of these bases at once, and these just, of course, you know that you should be getting 2 card bases out of a sheet of cardstock. So it's scored in half here at 4 1/4, and then cut in half at 5 1/2. So that makes for your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. If you are in a different country outside of the United States, you still should be getting 2 per sheet. It's just your sizing will be a little bit different. I cut black layers, and then I have some designer series paper for the top. And I could change it up and do a black and white card, but the prints that are actually on this, some of them are just, as we say in Stampin' Up! World, are too stinking cute. So we're just going to, these are just a narrow border, just to set it off from the card base just a little bit. There is nothing extravagant at all about these cards. And had I wanted to really take the time to conserve cardstock, I could have cut our sentiments out of this. I just simply the time was more of a factor to me than sparing the cardstock. So that's why I went that route. This bat paper has cracked me up. I love this one that hangs upside down. I just thought they were funny. I'm not a ghouly, ghost-believing, witchcraft kind of person. I just think these are super, super funny. Now, the next step is adding a little bit of ribbon. Now, we could change this up if we wanted to, but I really like this. I believe this is Blushing Bride, or no, I think this is Flirty Flamingo. I like this here. I chose not to do mine like right in the center. I kind of put mine down a little bit, and I'm just running a little tape runner down the side. And I don't want to lay this down on my surface because I don't want it to stick. But we're just going to wrap it around and adhere it we're just going to lay this across the front, see where this goes down the side. And that might even be a little bit low. Let me put just a little bit more of this tape runner up higher, just to give us a little bit more room to work with for our sentiment layer. I'm just going to grab this card base, and I do want to be able to kind of slide it around. And this does fray a little bit on the end, so you do need to take some care and cut that at the diagonal when you're finishing it off. Right now it didn't really matter because it's going to get glued down back here, but you might want to just be mindful of that. And I love this ruffled, roughed up edge to this ribbon. And I hadn't really used it much, so I thought, that will look really cute on these cards. So there is that one. We're going to do the same thing here with our ghosts. I'm going to try to give a little bit more of a strip here. And I could use my Scotch tape. That's generally my preference, but this just works pretty quickly when you're trying to do quite a few cards at once. This does have a front and back, but when it's not on the roll, it's kind of hard to tell. So we're going with it this way. And that is really sticky seal on the back of this. So super cute. A little more generous with glue around this one. I feel like it didn't stick quite as well. So this is where we are at this stage in the game. And then I also have greetings for both. And I think I want to do them this way. And I have dimensionals for on the back of these. Did you know that we sell black dimensionals? So that if you don't want it to show on the front, you use a black one on your black sentiments. I don't think that a lot of people realize that we have them. There's a small size and a large, and I got a lot of overspray on the back of this. I had a little accident on my desk when I was working today with my embossing powder, but we probably won't speak about that. You just want to be mindful where you're putting these when you have ribbon that's going to go through the center, which bothers me because I usually like to have one in the middle because I don't like my sentiments being saggy. And let's just take this one and we'll just put it in the center. And we'll just take the backings. And it's nice because you can see when your backings do come off, or if they would, sometimes you'll get one that doesn't come off. And I kind of want to do this one maybe a little bit off center. And we have some cute stars. And I thought those are in the fun Halloween colors that we could put on. But let's go ahead and, forgot to put my bow on here. Let's grab a glue dot. Or I actually am probably going to grab a couple, just because this ribbon is kind of heavy. And I know that I am going to be sending these cards through the mail. But you would think, normally you'd see bats and you'd think, oh, this is a mail card only or whatever. But I know a couple of females that I think would actually get a kick out of these. So let's just take these and let's start over here since that's a little bit more bare. I just feel like the ends of that need a little something. And you know, some of these, the glue dots stick out a little bit, and you just kind of have to give them a little poke or put them on and then slide them over top just to keep them from showing, particularly on that black cardstock. Halloween, when taking candy from strangers, is good, and dressing normally is strange. Let's just take a few of these and decorate our tops of our cards. Isn't that super sweet? I just love those. And since I did a Highland Heather card base, I had some scraps here. I guess I thought I had two, but I only have one over here, but I will fix the other one off camera. Let's just put our liner in. And I like to use my tape runner for the insides. I just think that it lays nice and flat. And it's, I don't know, I just think that it makes it a little bit more of a smooth surface. It's nice for writing. And some of these I did at the top, and some of them I did at the bottom. I just kind of changed it up a little bit. But is that just not the cutest little card with these cute little vampire bats? I thought they were just super funny. And of course, I just took some of this black and white stripe and did the envelope. And see, there's all different patterns, but they all coordinate. That is one thing so nice about Stampin' Up!, that our papers all really coordinate well together. Let's just see how many we can lay out here. I did, just so you can see, this one, and I'm trying to do this so you can see the envelopes. This one I did on a pumpkin pie card base. This is how it looks on a white one. And then we have our little skulls, and we have our cats. And this one is done on pumpkin pie, and this one is done on white. And some of these have this black and white gingham ribbon. Other ones I used this Highland Heather, which is a really beautiful ribbon. But I just thought they were so stinking cute. And like I say, this is the well-defined stamp set that I used here. And these tags, I shortened them. You know that when you can take, I needed the width, but I didn't need the length. So I cut it. I put this end where I wanted it to be, and then I just took that die again and matched it in these little grooves and ran this end back through my die cutting machine and cut it shorter. That's how I got those to be. I am going to take a minute when we're through here and finish adding some stars to my cards, but I just wanted to show you those to you real quick. That was a little unscheduled video, but I thought they were really fun. As always, remember to be kind, send a card, and do something creative. Bye-bye.